Hey, good people, good viewers of the Citizens Mic podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good everything from wherever you are watching this beautiful show from. So my name is Trisha Wayua. I'm your host right here on the Citizens Mic podcast. And of course, I'm joined by three other guests in the studio because we need to continue talking, like I keep on saying, that we need to keep on talking because talking is quite important. And the day we keep quiet, then things go wrong. So we are here because there is some pertinent issue we are asking about who really owns the political ground. Why we are asking this pertinent question this morning is because of the level of intolerance. We are talking about threats when maybe an opponent team wants to visit an area that belongs to another team. So those are some of the questions that we are talking about. And we are going to look at politics all the way from Homa Bay to the mountain, all the way to the coast and even to the northeastern part of this country. And we shall be answering several questions. We have the question of Gachagua. We also have the question of Peter Munya, JB Muturi, Matiang'i. We have the question of Sifuna and the mountain in general. So I hope you're going to enjoy this conversation. So as you introduce yourself, you tell us, how was your weekend? Starting from this side.
My weekend was good, Tricia.
Yes.
My name is Davis Bino Luoch. I was born in a plateau called Nyakach constituency in Kisumu.
Nyakach?
Yes, in Kisumu.
Oh, you come
County.
from the same place with Jagero?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's a very nice land. Then in the shores of Lake Victoria. I work for the ODM party partly as a researcher for the youth league. Yes, anything on youth issues, I do research for the party. Any other thing?
So which ODM is this? Oh, okay, the ODM of...
the ODM party is just one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just like the mountain.
The mountain is one, the country is one.
Okay.
The continent is one.
How was your weekend?
The weekend was good. We went to church. Then we watched some street football. Yes. That was it. And we read a few books.
Okay, yes. Karibu.
Thank you very much, Trisha. My name is Gerish Paul. I come from Kolowa East, Kisumu East constituency. I'm an MCA aspirant. And I'm also a member of the Linda Mwananchi movement. And also one of the people who works very, very closely with de facto party leader James Orengo.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Karibu.
Thank you so much.
Hujatuambia weekend yako pengine.
No, I had a good weekend.
Did you do some political tours or something?
A good weekend.
Yes.
In Linda Mwananchi, we one team was in Kisumu for the burial of the beast, our guy that we unfortunately lost in Mombasa. And then Sifuna and another team was in Busia and Kakamega. And that was good. I can say that was wow.
Okay.
We are on the right trajectory.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the far end?
Yes, thank you so much, Tricia. Good morning, our viewers. My good name is Samuel Wendal. I am from Embakasi East constituency, the incoming member of parliament for Embakasi East. God willing, next year I'll be going to Bunge, to continue with these discussions that you are doing here. Tricia, my weekend was awesome.
Yeah.
As you all know, over the weekend we had one of the biggest events in the city. Wezesha Awards, was going down at Signature Mall Pride Inn Hotel, and yours truly won the most coveted award.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Youth Leader of the Year.
Youth Leader of the Year.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by the way,
Yes. It's just that I don't know how I forgot to carry my award, my trophy. Yes, I came. Actually, I was to showcase it here.
No, it is important because this platform.
Yes, it's not a mean feat. Yeah, and it shows that my supporters and the people believe in me. So the way we won that particular award, next year we're going to confirm it by going to Bunge. Thank you for having me.
Oh, people will be voting for you.
Yes.
You're going for the seat of
Member of Parliament.
Embakasi East
constituency.
Davis, are you vying for any seat?
Of course. I'll be, because now we are 1 year into the election, I'll be consulting with my elders and with God and with my parents and with some of my peers and some of my financiers. And I'll declare that officially very soon.
Hey, bro. Yes. It's exactly 1 year.
Yes.
And you are still consulting.
Exactly, because now campaigns have not even started. You see, people just rush things. In this country, elections, and one election ends, campaigns start immediately. But that's not how it should be. We should allow the person who's been elected to do the work. Then when the
so if the president is campaigning, if the opposition is campaigning, you
no, that is now the different country we are trying to build. A country which we allow someone to work. We start.
So when are you planning to officially now start maybe campaigning?
I'm going to start doing my consultations now.
Oh, okay.
Yes, with the elders, my peers, with God, church elders, and then they'll tell me what to do. But I must be on the ballot in 2027. Yes.
Okay. So it's exactly, by the today is on the 20th of August.
Yes.
So exactly 1 year before the election, we shall be having the elections, the general elections next year, exactly same date as today. Yes. So now we are now starting counting.
Actually, we were supposed to have elections today, Trisha, if you are not aware. The court said so.
Yeah, but okay, let me ask you, because now by the way, that is also another it's also another controversial issue that also needs some discussion around.
Yes.
Because the other day, after the Malindi High Court decided that we should be having the elections this week. But then they put some, is it what? What do we call?
They suspended the ruling.
Yes, they suspended the ruling just because they knew, of course, we cannot hold elections within that short period of time. But then I've been having some conversation on the political headache with analysts there. And what was coming out is that at this rate, as a country, we need a referendum. What is your take around that? Because for us to correct that mess in the constitution.
From my side, I think for a very long time, even when Baba was alive, several times he said we needed a referendum. Because you remember when we were campaigning for this constitution, those who were supporting the constitution, I think I was young, but I was privileged to read the constitution because I was still in high school. I was privileged to read the document that was being supplied around and also attend several rallies that were pro the constitution. But one thing I remember so much is Raila telling us that the constitution is not perfect, but 80% of it was better than what we had during the Moise regime. So he said, let us give it a trial, let us vote it, and then after that, we are going to do the correction of the 20%. Now, unfortunately, Baba died before correcting the 20%. But you can see how he struggled about it. But then even from my personal perspective, I think we need to do a lot in terms of our constitutions because there are so many gaps in the constitution, even in terms of elections, in terms of inclusion. Because you remember Raila was fighting so much for the opening of the executive, so that we can have a broader executive. You remember those kind of few things.
The office of the
yeah. So I think once and for all, because there is also the NADCO report that I think gave a green light to the how do I put it, to working on the constitution so that we can amend certain parts of the constitution so that we get it right. So I think it is a high time we have that conversation as a people. But unfortunately also the regime that we have today, you remember Trisha?
Yes.
The president was not pro this constitution. So implementing this constitution has become hard under him. But apart from that, I don't really think that if there is one person that is going to work on how this constitution can be improved is William Ruto, because he opposed it. He campaigned against the constitution. And even when Uhuru Kenyatta and Baba wanted to bring some corrections to make sure that there is complete devolution and also certain articles of the constitutions are corrected and implemented, he again opposed it and made sure that up to the last minute, the whole thing failed. So even the NADCO report that also proposed again the correction in constitution, you see they have not worked on that. Actually, the report, they have sat on it. The moment Baba died, is like Baba died with the report. So I think apart from being political, I want to say that if we want to do Kenya's justice, whether in this government or the coming governments, because this government is going home, whether it goes now or it goes in 2032, definitely it will go home. Not everybody that is in power right now is going to be in power, maybe in 10 years to come. So the best thing they can leave to this country is to make sure that the constitution has been worked on properly, so that by the time they exist, we will not have all these challenges that we are having today. So I agree with the courts, and I agree with the analysts that I've also talked to, even online, even the political, even from the political class. I've talked to certain few people, and one thing that has come out very clearly is that there are several gaps in the constitution, and they need to be worked on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Davis?
Yes.
What do you think about a referendum? Because I hear people say that where we are heading to, because of the situation that we are in terms of these areas in the constitution that are not quite clear, we would be forced to have a referendum. But at the same time, people from some people are saying that they wouldn't go for this referendum because they feel that it might be working for the president, especially in the extension of the term limit.
Trisha, personally, I think it's too late for a referendum now, because we're just 1 year into an election. And what Maraga said in the year 2017 is that election is not a what, it is a process. So the process has already started, because now political parties now want to go into nominations and blah, blah, blah. The people, like, they want to confirm the register. So there's a lot of work going on currently in the run-up now to 2027 elections. So we cannot run a referendum now before the elections. Maybe if you want to say that we run that referendum during that election, and that's what PM Mudavadi was, PCS Mudavadi was proposing, that besides the 6 ballot papers, we also put the referendum question ballot paper on it, of which, if the constitution allows and if the country agrees, I don't see a problem with it, because there are things that Raila also died dreaming about. Very many issues, including the issue of devolution. Are the 47 counties really working for us? Do we reduce them? What about the expansion of cabinet? Currently, the issue of diversity or different ethnicities, they want to be fixed in the cabinet, and both factions want the position of prime cabinet secretary or prime minister. So will they want to fix this? Because you have to go to a referendum to fix that. There are very many other issues that, including this presidential kind of system. Maybe we need a parliamentary system, a full parliamentary system. Those ones must be subjected to a referendum. So I only think, Trisha, that we do the referendum with the general election going on, or after the general election, because now we cannot do it in here between, because it's too late.
Okay, so what does it exactly mean when we do it alongside the election? Does it mean that some of the changes that we shall be doing will also affect the leadership that will be voting for that same day?
No, I feel there are things that will wait for the next election. If we vote alongside 2027, there are things that will wait for 2032 to be implemented. But there are things that we can just happen within between 2027 and 2032.
What about this major issue, the presidential term
limit?
Yes.
No, I don't want that.
But that has never been a debate in Kenya.
Actually, we are not ready for that, Trisha. I think 5 years is enough, because America has 4 years. And it's 2 terms for 4 years. That's 8 years.
8 years, yes.
We have 5 years. Trisha, 5 years is enough. We don't need the extension. We don't need... I think 5 years is enough. I don't think Kenyans are ready for that kind of debate or that question on a referendum. And if President William Ruto dare put that on a referendum table, then it will fail by saa 12 asubuhi.
Remember, is it a senator who had proposed the same? Yes.
And I know several others. You see, Trisha, and very many people are afraid that when President Ruto, if in case he gets elected in 2027 or gets re-elected, he will give us a referendum to now enforce that 7-year term limit. And people are saying that he will use that to come into power again in 2032, because now he will say that I vied using the old constitution, and this is a new constitution, so I am allowed to vie again.
Are you afraid of him?
Personally, I'm afraid. Because you see, when people are in power, you never know. And when they are in the last term of election, also you never know. And when they have capacity to, let's say, buy parliament, like the current parliament we have, you have to be afraid. When they have capacity, when they have the influence of the police and the military with them, they are called you are the commander-in-chief of the Kenya Defense Force. You have to be afraid, Tricia. So
I'm wondering, you people, you already in bed with the current government. You are in the broad-based, right? You are in ODM. Actually, you're in leadership in ODM, and you are already afraid of your partner. How now?
Tricia, that's why you called him your partner. And that's why there's an MOU. That's why we call you. There are MOUs that must be written. If you're going into any partnership, Tricia, even an employment, you have to write things down because you don't trust your partner at 100%. That's number one. Number two is that, Tricia, when I'm seated here, there are things that I'm saying that are in line with what the party is saying, but there are things that I say on my own behalf. So that one I'm saying on my own behalf.
Of being afraid, you're just being afraid by...
as an individual, as a citizen of the country, as a patriotic citizen.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's hear from Wendal. Wendal, I'm seeing, why are you shaking your head while your partner is...
Wendal is not believing his partner.
I'm shocked. Maybe is he masquerading as one, or is a real partner? You see, the truth of the matter is we need a referendum, what we are calling plebiscite.
Yes.
In political science. And I must agree with my co-panelist, what they have said before. For example, when we were passing the 2010 Constitution.
Yes.
And he has said here that he was in high school and he got an opportunity to read the Constitution at some point and attend rallies. I don't think maybe he was a Baba's, a staunch supporter. Because you see, those days, they used to say, whatever Baba has read and approved, that's how we go with it. so I don't know whether he was a Baba supporter. But now, that said...
The same Baba told us this thing 20% was bad.
I agree. You see, Tricia.
Yes.
In our journey to have the constitution that we have today, remember the 1963, 1964, the Independence Constitution, and you see it was amended close to 20 times before we got the 2010 Constitution. We said during those days, we said that the Constitution is not 100% okay. But compared to what we had, the way you said, what we were supposed to vote in, the 2010 Constitution was better, which was done. Okay? Then now, what followed? There are a lot of issues in this current Constitution that we are supposed to address.
Yeah.
Okay? Several issues that we are supposed to address. Because each and every day I keep on saying, is the Constitution working for us? Is the Constitution supposed to work for Kenyans or against us? And the answer is very simple. We need a document that is working for us. Tricia, we have seen things like judicial activism. I want to do something, but because there are some few characters who have been paid to go and cause havoc in the name of public interest, those particular programs doesn't go far. Today, we have, next year we have AFCON here. There's a railway line which was supposed to connect CBD, to Talanta Stadium. Some characters went to court. So these are the things that we need to look at. Look at something to do with the devolution. I keep on saying that even if the next government comes into office, if the local government are not addressed, okay?
Yeah.
We still spend a lot of money to do this. Ikura Court had something called Punguza Mzigo. It was a good initiative. So yes, we need a plebiscite. But now, what issues are we going to debate? What issues are we going to discuss? What issues are we putting before the people? So if these are the things that you're going to put before the people, I think it will sail. But something to do with the presidential term limit, those shenanigans, I don't think if people will take it kindly, because today I believe that a common Kenyan wants a way that we can reduce the cost of living.
Yes.
We can't reduce the cost of living when the wage bill is way high. Okay? We collect and pay people in the name of salaries. So these are the things that we need to look at. Now, with regards to the election, date question, the court pronounced itself in Mombasa the other day. Remember in 2012, when the former prime minister was the late prime minister, Raila Odinga was still the prime minister by then, those days. I remember one day he went to the parliament, he went to the floor, and I remember, the current president asking him, Prime Minister, when are we having the elections? Okay? Court pronounced itself those days. And that's why we had the election, I think it was in March or something.
Yes,
in 2013.
I remember. Yes.
But now, when you look at March 2013, the next election was held in August 2017.
Yes.
Were those 5 years?
Not really.
Not really.
Yes.
There's a way that the court pronounced itself. That's why, post 2017, the next election was held in 2022. That was exactly 5 years. Okay? So I think maybe the court also needs to do us a favor and refer back to the ruling that they did in 2012. Because courtesy of that ruling, we had a 5-year term. Because I even remember during the first term of Uhuru Kenyatta, they used to say the president has not done 5 years those days. And we have seen the number, we have calculated the years. So I think we need that referendum and to address these particular issues that, are pertinent to us.
So but I also wanted to say, Tricia.
Yes.
Listening to Wendell and also listening to my brother here, I want to say that if we dare have a referendum alongside the general election, the whole thing is going to be politicized. We are not going to achieve.
Actually, that was my feeling as well.
Yeah, we are not going to achieve the purpose of that referendum.
True.
Because the one-term bandwagon will use it against the government, and they will bring a lot of propaganda, and they will not be honest about it. I'm speaking as somebody who's in one term. And also the government may try to use it against those who are in one term as people who are anti-reforms.
True.
That is the truth of the matter.
True.
So I don't think that Kenyans are just ready to go into a general election alongside a referendum. If we want to talk about the constitution, then we put our issues aside, our issues of one term and two term, have a honest conversation about what we want as a country, because this constitution, when we change and bring corrections to it, it is something that is not going to affect us only in the coming elections and maybe 10 years to come. It is something that is going to affect this country and several generations to come. So yes, we need a referendum, but the timing right now, we don't need it now. Maybe after the elections, then we need to sit down with ourselves when everybody is now sober, and then we have a conversation about what we need to do in our constitution to make it better, and then we can do a referendum. Probably we will have a referendum that nobody will even oppose.
True. And you've even seen, I agree with him totally. You've seen Vision 2060. It's a good stuff.
Yes.
But now members from the one term, they are leading a lot of politics in it. so I agree. We need to do away with the elections. You know how our elections becomes emotional at times. Like today you've said we have exactly 1 year. And I believe that a time like this, we'll be done voting for President Ruto for a second term. So let us finish with the elections. Once done, now we can think about this.
I don't know. Why is it that you people from opposition feel that Vision 2060 is about Ruto extending his term?
No, for me, I don't feel it so. I think Vision 2060 is a propaganda that the government wants to use to try and hoodwink Kenyans again. Because this government has been in power for 5 years now, let me say so. And in that 5 years, they have delivered less to Kenyans. I don't want to say completely nothing. But as per our expectation and as per the campaign agendas of the UDA party when they were coming in, they have delivered less. Apart from that, we had Vision 2030. That was a great foundation that His Excellency Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga laid to this country. William Ruto has done completely nothing about Vision 2030. In fact, it's like he suspended the whole thing together with even the past regime that was there. So I really don't think that is a good idea for us to come with Vision 2060 or even 2070 when actually nothing has been done about Vision 2030. Because we have a constitution to guide us on how this country needs to run. Actually, even if we do not have those visions, even the 2030 and the 2040, but we have a constitution that needs, in fact, I always tell people, the constitution is the best agenda. It is the best principle to guide any government that is coming in how to lead this country. You only need to follow the constitution to the latter, and you also need to be a visionary leader. You see that? So that you can make sure that the country is running. But the Vision 2030, I think it's going to be some good-looking document to try and hoodwink Kenyans again to vote in this government that has lost popularity. Mm-hmm. And that is why, for us, it is dead on arrival. Because why will the president call a press conference to launch a conversation, to announce to us that he's going to launch a conversation? Mm-hmm. What has he been doing for 5 good years? Launching what? Projects that don't exist. Mm. So for us, that is a scam.
So according to what is when is the right time for us as a country to talk about Vision 2060 or to talk about the next vision that we have as a country?
You see, people are judged. People who have been elected are judged based on their performance. Mm-hmm. But you see, even if, let me tell you something, Trisha, I'm always a very honest guy. Even if William Ruto had performed, for example, if he had performed, and everybody will have agreed that this guy has performed, you know what will have happened? Even the opposition will have sat down with the government to work on that Vision 2030. But you see, the current president is someone that you will not trust with anything. That is why I'm saying both the referendum, the Vision 2060, to us is a scam. Let us do away with the elections first. Then we can sit down and talk about the future of this country in an honest way. But the timing of that document is the worst timing I've ever imagined, because it is coming at a moment where nobody now trusts anybody. So now that you don't want anything,
you don't want William Ruto to launch this, when is the best time and who is the best person to launch this vision? Because as a country, we are towards an end of a vision that we wanted to achieve, that is 2030. Yes, we might be having failures. We might be having failures in achieving it. But then, who is the best person now? Because we need something now to start warming up.
That is very true. We need something to start working on as we move on as a country. Not even Vision 2060, but even 100 years to come. We need to lay a plan. But what I'm trying to say is that the current regime is not trustworthy. So trusting them even with something that is good. That is why I told you, for example, let me just take you back. I told you we need a constitution, right? Constitutional reforms.
Yes.
But now, because we are not able to trust the current regime, if they will try to bring any form of reforms right now, nobody will believe whether they are of goodwill or they are trying to hoodwink Kenyans.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is this.
Yes.
The best thing we can do as a country right now, because of the political environment that we have, because we also want to have a vision for this country, both in the opposition and in the government. The best thing we can do right now is to do away with the elections first. After that, the regime that comes in, and those who will be in the opposition from the UDA, we can now sit down together, because Raila also used to do it with the government. Whenever there was an important national matter, Raila suspended the fact that he was an opposition leader, worked with the government on that matter, and the country moved forward. So, after the elections, now we can sit down, and I think my presidential candidate, Edwin Sifuna, even said it in Kakamega and in Busia, that Anyang' Nyong'o is a good professor, and the rest of the professors are very good people, and they can work on something good for this country. But now, let them wait, we do away with the elections first. Reason being, the person is in power right now is not someone we can trust. He's not someone that we can believe his words. And even if he will bring something good. Trisha, you've seen... Let me tell you, you've seen, I don't want to say that this government has gotten it wrong, but there are few things that this government has done that I can point out. Very few. But you see, because of the dishonesty that has been in government, even those few things have been washed away. You see that? Now, that is the nature of politics. When people hate you, they don't want to believe anything good you have done.
Okay. I think that is fair enough. Maybe because when Dali wanted to respond,
Yes.
I don't know whether we start with Davis, but whoever responds first, maybe you can just let us know how much will Kenya be hurt by us waiting for a little bit. That is 1 year to have another government in place for them to come up with a Vision 2060. Maybe, how do you think, Amma, how late is late?
Trisha, you see, for some of us, and that's why sometimes I always just grow silent. Because that's why unaniulizanga umepotea wapi. Sometimes I always come here not just to speak for the sake of arguing, but for the passion, and for the passion we have for the nation and for the continent. For some of us, we joined politics for a purpose. Trisha, Langston Hughes is a poet, and he asks, what happens to a dream deferred? It's like we are procrastinating. Like we're saying that I want to build a house, I'll start next year. Let me ask you, Trisha and my co-panelists, what happens to the vision if we develop it now? See, it is Sifuna saying, we don't want because it's a national conversation.
Yes.
It's a vision for everyone. It's like Sifuna coming and saying we don't want housing, wacha tuweke mahospitali, unaona? And the people who are there agreeing that yes, hatutaki housing, tutaka hospitali. It's there in the document. Aya, hatutaki podcast, tunataka tu mainstream media, ama hatutaki mainstream media, tunataka tu podcasts. Unaona? People agreeing there. By the way, hizi mainstream media zimetumiza, we only maintain podcasts up to 2060.
Yes.
Tunasema by 2060 we need 20 highways. Unaona? 20 highways itakuwa wapi? Ingine ikuwe hapa, ingine ikuwe hapa, ingine ikuwe hapa. Iko now in the blueprint. What is easier? Sifuna coming in 2027 and finding it there and ameanza kuidevelop, ama tena tuanze tena a conversation na Sifuna na Ruto sasa ako on the other side, tuseme hajawin anapinga. Sema hapana, Sifuna ana vision, haizi to lead. This and I want to oppose even my friend, these people who keep repeating that let us wait for the next election. Election ikiisha. Election imeisha, ingine imeisha 2022. Sasa hii election imeisha. Election ikiisha, you never know what's going to happen. And let me tell you, after 2027, Trisha, is going to be the worst form of a scenario. Because now, Ruto is not seeking for 2-term. Different people are seeking for first terms in 2032. And there you will hear Babu Owino saying, I told you, I'm going for Nairobi governor 1 term, and I'm going for presidency in 2032. Sifuna is also saying, no, I didn't get it. In case he can't get it in 2027. He's saying, no, I'm the one who was the second runners-up or the first runners-up. I must be on the ballot in 2032. And also, Mbadi is saying, no, I'm the most senior Luo person. And Joe is saying, no, I've been in the opposition for too long. I'm now must be president. And Mudavadi is also waiting. It will be the most chaotic time to start a conversation about a vision of a country and to start a conversation about a constitutional amendment. People are saying that after 2027 now they will be calm. There is no calm in this country after election. It starts with the Supreme Court. Because with the Supreme Court, tunaranda, tunasema no what. Then after that, we start a conversation. We start opposing everything that the next government is doing. Trisha, if we want a vision for a nation, we start it where it has started already. We started yesterday, or even today, or tomorrow. Let us start somewhere. Let us see where we get.
Okay.
My brother is saying, they will come with that vision after 2027. Let me ask you. They are not even talking about a vision now. They're talking about wanting positions. Who is going to be the flag bearer? Who is going to be the deputy flag bearer? Who is going to be the prime cabinet secretary? It is lineups in the corridors of media. They're not talking about a vision. How sure are we that the person who is going to win the next election is going to talk about a vision? We are going to operate without a plan in this nation because people who are there just want to power. Some want to be flag bearers, some want to be deputy flag bearers. You ask them about a vision they don't have. So how are we sure that we are going to start a conversation about a vision in the year 2027? It is a lie. Let us start where we are. And the person who brought it, let us continue. It is a vision for everyone. If it is bad, we will say it is bad because of this and this and this. Let's correct it. And let us have a vision for the nation. Personally, Trisha, and you know me, Trisha, I've been pro national conclave. Actually wrote even a paper on it, and I'm pro Vision 2060, Vision 2063. I'm pro it because we've lagged behind as a country for too long. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Tricia, the Bible says, Proverbs 29:18. The Bible says that without a vision, people perish. That is the Bible.
Yes.
That's not my word. Tricia, the conversation that we are supposed to be having is, do we need a vision? Yes.
Yes.
You see, when you listen to my friend here from the one-term battalion, he's saying that we don't need that vision in the first place. That's what he has been saying all along. Then there's a way he now started like, we need it. Tricia, we need a vision. We need it. 2030 is coming to an end. It doesn't matter who is in office, okay, to propagate or to push that that particular vision. Tricia, I want to take you back to 2008. Remember, Kibaki was the president in what we believe, most of us, that is told Baba's victory. Okay? People had not healed. If you remember in 2008, people were hurting. Post-election, in fact, so many people are still displaced. Okay?
Yes.
People in the street, so many people died. But we said that for the national sake, we need to have a vision. Okay? And that's how we came up with the Vision 2030. It's talking about political interest and all that. Those days, Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, the current president, they had cases in the IECC. Okay? That did not make us not to have this Vision 2030. A vision is a plan. It's good for us because it's going to give us the roadmap where we are heading to. If it was not for Vision 2030, we could not even head this devolution. These were the child of Vision 2030. We have diffused power to the counties. Vision 2030. So we are asking ourselves, Vision 2030 is coming to an end. Where do we go to? There are so many things that Vision 2030 did not address. Those days, AI was not there. Today we have AI here with us. What do we do? What do we do with it? So we must have a vision. So the debate should not even be whether we need it or not. We need to have one. But now what you hear from them is, political interest. His so-called leader in that particular, confused outfit, he said yesterday that we need a vision, but President Ruto is not the right person to push for that vision. He said,
is true.
He said, and that's why I'm saying, these are political beliefs and interest. I've given you a scenario of 2008. Who trusted President Kibaki? Mwaso from the ODM team. Kenyans had been killed because of that guy. Okay? But he said, look what, guys, we must have a national drive. So it doesn't matter what we have 4 years to 2030.
Yes.
It's expiring. We need something to guide us. We keep on talking about the Asian tigers. Okay? My president loves talking about the Singapore dream. Singapore had a plan. Tricia, we need this. Forget about what Linda Mwananchi is saying. We need, and Sifuna is buying time. Okay? Telling us that he's the right person to push for that vision. Who told him that he's going to be the president? President for where?
Ask Gerish.
Gerish, president of which country? If he wants to be president of, Kandui, well and good, he can be president there. But for this country, I'm telling you that guy is not ripe enough to be the president. Yes.
Let me tell you something, Tricia. Before I talk about Sifuna's presidency, I was trying to look at here what was the purpose of Vision 2030. And I'm seeing here that I've just tried to get it from the internet, and I'm seeing that one of the reasons why Vision 2030 was created by those who are in power at that time is that we needed to have, number one, a country that is industrialized. We needed to improve the life of the middle-income earners. And also it talked about political justice. I'm seeing it from here. Now, the biggest problem that ever happened to Kenya is that after the referendum in 2010, those who came into power immediately after that referendum were most of them opposed to the constitution. They never believed in this constitution. So they never even believed in Vision 2030. Mm-hmm. They took it as some form of political document that was to serve the purpose of the Grand Coalition government. Unfortunately, again, after Uhuru left, then the one who came back to power, again, never believed in Vision 2030, never believed in the constitution. So the implementation of that Vision 2030 has become very tough to us as a country, whether pro-government or opposed to government. That is why I'm saying we may be having a good vision, but the biggest problem we are having as a country is political goodwill. We have people where even if there is a good document like our constitution, they will not just try to obey and respect that constitution. So as much as we all agree that we need a blueprint to run this country, but we also need political goodwill. And I can tell you, the reason why Sifuna is going to be the president of this country is because there are us who went to Raila Amolo Odinga political school of politics, and we know what Baba believed in. Baba was not anybody's sycophant. Baba was true to the spirit of politics in this country, to the spirit of constitution in this country. And if there is one person that has achieved or that has mastered the kind of politics that Baba was playing, is Edwin Sifuna, it is James Orengo, people who are now in one camp. Because I've been telling you, Trisha, on this show, that we have been told several times that, for example, our people from Nyanza have been now telling us that there is no principle that Gachagua shares with Raila, and therefore there is no way we are going to support or work with Gachagua and abandon Ruto. But I've been asking myself, what is that one principle that Ruto has been that Ruto shares with Raila? Because when Raila was fighting for multi-party democracy, Ruto was with Moi. When Raila was fighting for the 2010 constitution, Ruto opposed it. Raila has been opposed to extrajudicial killings and police brutality. It is happening right inside this government. So that is why I am saying we may need a vision as a country. But the people to work on that vision, because they have been visionless from the word go, they can now all of a sudden not wake up and tell us that they have some vision for this country. They've never had a vision for this country. Actually, their vision has been to suppress Kenyans. Their vision has been massive corruption. Their vision has been political injustice. Their visions have been, it has been worse than even the governments that we've had. Because I expected the current regime to be a better regime. The reason why I say I expected them to be a better regime is because the past regimes, the Kenyatta regime, the Moi regime, and part of Kibaki regime, they operated under the old constitution. And you know that the old constitution was bad for all of us. It was something that was not working for Kenyans. So I expected that being that we had a new constitution, those who came in power would have been magnanimous enough to do Kenyans justice by just following the constitution, because you don't need a document to build roads. You don't need to have a blueprint on how to build roads. If you are in the government, you only need to do a budget. You need to have goodwill. Roads have been built. Thika Highway was built without vision, without any form of vision for the country. Uhuru knew very well that we needed a road. So many people opposed it. I remember those days Raila was, it was Kibaki. Raila was the minister of roads in the Kibaki's government. So many people opposed that road. Right now, everybody's praising that road. Even the current road that we have right now, the expressway, so many people were opposed to that road. They said that it was one of the roads that was going to be used to milk money in this country.
Just like right the now, way you're opposing the Mau Summit Road.
Nobody's opposing that road. Actually, we want that road to be built. We want that road to be built. The problem is the massive corruption that is happening there, because as at now I'm talking to you right now, the only thing, I just came from home, the only thing you can see on that road on a daily basis is some lorries carrying mchangas. That is the only thing I've seen for the past, ever since that road was
I saw launched. A video, by the way, of hizo lorry zikibeba mchanga.
That is the only thing I have seen. So I really don't know how long it will take for us to achieve that, or it was just some sort of political conmanship again with the government. So I've been saying, and I'm consistent on this. I am one person that I was among the first people to support the current regime when they came to power. I was in Azimio. I told you last time when I was here. I was in Azimio, but I was amazed on how Ruto came up with an agenda that was like, wow, this is the Kenya we need. This is exactly what we need. So I knew defeating Ruto was going to be an uphill task. So when he came to power, I was among the first people to tell our people in Azimio that, look, this guy might be a good guy. Actually, we've mistaken him for a very long time. Let us give him a chance. But now he has proven us wrong. That is why I'm saying we need good leaders with good characters and good conduct, because the one who came to power, if I begin talking about his legacy and his history and achievement before becoming the president, I repeat, he was unfit to be the president of this country. Okay. So you people prepare. Sifuna is going to come in as the next president, and he's going to bring this country back to the right trail. And it's happening.
Let's hear from you. Yes, please.
For me, I don't have a problem with Honorable Sifuna. I actually like him. He's my just immediate former SG. And I've shared a lot with him.
Yes.
And I agree with him on a lot of things. About 70%. Maybe I disagree with him on 30% of things. When he says that we don't need shiny things, or we don't need the roads, or they're secondary things. Freedoms are primary, roads are primary. You see, Trisha, the country did not start yesterday, and this country did not start today. It started in 1963.
Yes.
Of course, it was there.
It was there before, yeah.
Before. But the country Kenya, with this beautiful flag, with that beautiful national anthem, started in 1963 when we lowered the Union Jack. And then I know people are saying that we didn't have a vision. We had something called the economic paper, sessional paper number 10 of 1965.
Yes.
That guided our development. Then, even by the time my brother is saying we were building Thika Superhighway without a vision, we had a paper. It was called Economic Recovery Strategy. Immediately after Kibaki got into power, Kina Anyang' Nyong'o drafted some paper called Economic Recovery Strategy. How we were now supposed to recover from the economy after long years of torturous Moi regime. Then, of course, came Vision 2030 in 2008. And Trisha, I want to land here. President Ruto opposed Constitution 2010, and that is very true. Is he applying the same Constitution?
He's not.
He is working under the same Constitution.
Yes.
That is. Today, if the courts say that, if the Supreme Court was not there before 2010 Constitution, the Supreme Court says stop this, he stops. So he's operating under that Constitution. There's nothing that will stop anyone from working under the Vision 2060 if it is a good vision.
Yes.
So, Trisha, what I mean, this vision is not for President Ruto, and it is not President Ruto writing this vision. First, I want us to agree.
Yes.
President Ruto has said that let Kenyans come, Kenyans from all walks of life. Whether you are from Turkana, whether you are from Yakach, where I come from, whether, Trisha, you are from Taita Taveta, I don't know where you come from, whether you are from Northeastern region, whether you are a Hindu living in Kenya and you want some rights, some of your rights, whether you are a student, whether you are from the slums, whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Jew, whether you are a woman, whether you are a man. Come, let us reason together as a country on the way forward.
Okay.
So what I'm expecting, Treasure, is that let everyone come on the table with their ideas so that we develop a vision for the nation. So that if the vision is good, let us put it there. If you are saying that Ruto is not good with the vision, Ruto has 1 year with their parameter. Ruto has 1 year, meaning if Sifuna is coming in, Sifuna will have a chance to do what? To implement this vision. If it was a good vision.
We cannot implement anything from Ruto.
Now listen. So, Ruto has not developed this vision. The vision has been developed by the nation.
Continue.
The vision has been developed by the nation.
This class.
Trisha.
Yes.
The vision.
Land, yes.
Let me tell you, Trisha. You see, these guys do not know. All these things that were happening, they are operating as if Baba is still there. Baba is not here, by the way. Baba, his spirit is there, but he physically is not here. Baba is the only one who was patriotic enough to say that let us quell our issues, let us come together and build a constitution for the nation. What do you mean
by he's the only one?
No,
you mean there are no other Kenyans who are patriotic enough in this country?
Okay, patriotic means he was the one who had the following who tell people that let us hear what this other side is saying.
Okay.
But as an individual, you can agree, but then you cannot amass that kind of people. So Baba is not around. Then we need to find a way of how we will build a bipartisan approach to some issues. Trisha, let me give you an example. And now it's an example on the negative. Let's say Al-Shabaab attacks us today. We need to sit down as a country, both parliament, both on the minority and on the majority, and come up with a solution.
Sure.
It is not at that time to say that hapana ni Ruto ameleta hawa watu, Ruto ameweka insecurity. We can say that after we have dealt with the issue of Al-Shabaab. It is the same thing that now, let's say Eliud Kipchoge has won a medal or has done something. We have to celebrate all of us. It is something now of the positive. We have to celebrate both people on the opposition and people in the government. Now we want to develop a vision for the nation. It's another thing that we need to have a bipartisan approach. And Trisha, for me, I expect DCP to have their members there. And President Ruto should also welcome these people. Should not restrict it. Let DCP members be there. Let Sifuna members be there. Let everyone come. Let the young people be there. And we cannot develop a vision for 6 years without the young people in there. And let us develop a vision for the nation. If President Ruto wins in 2027, let him try and implement. And we can hold him accountable to that vision.
Okay.
If Sifuna wins, or Stephen Kalonzo, we can then hold him accountable to that vision, that this is what is in this vision. What are you doing to implement it?
Okay.
We will now be arguing on issues. We will not be arguing on who is the flag bearer or who is not the flag bearer.
Okay.
Trisha, if we don't do this now, then it will be a dream deferred. And Langston Hughes is asking what happens to a dream deferred? Does it burn like a raisin in the dust, or does it rot like a meat? We will not know what will happen around this vision thing if we don't do it now. And we only did it in 2008 because we had a grand coalition and everyone was in government. Raila was in government as a prime minister, Kibaki was in government, Uhuru Kenyatta was in government, Ruto was in government, Musalia Mudavadi was in government. That's why we were able to do this. And we were able to do the constitution because all of us were in the government. We are not so sure at what time again is the nation going to come together for us to discuss about a vision.
Is the nation together right now?
It is not.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying if we be patriotic enough, let us, by this time in the vision imekuja, let us use this moment, because we don't know if the conversation will even come again.
Yes.
We need to wind up with that so that now we get to the topic of the day, yeah?
Yes. Allow me just to reconstruct my friend here. These people, they are very noisy. I don't know why.
Who?
This guy from my friend here from Sifuna team, the one-time battalion, Paul is very, very noisy. Now, let me tell you, let me deconstruct him. I want to inform our viewers, because now I have the powers to do so. Those of us who have been private to be in some of these spaces, there's a way that the government works, okay? And for government to operate, government does not operate out of, utopia. Kenya, we have what we call the medium-term plans. And these were spelled out in the Vision 2030. There are actually 5. So when you look at the past regimes, how, when they came into power and what their agenda, whatever they wanted to do to the country, they were based on these MTPs. And the way I've said there are 5, spelled out in the Vision 2030. He has said here that you don't need, a constitution or a document to construct the Thika superhighway. Tricia, this was the first MTP plan, 2008 to 2013. It was giving a space, it was giving room, okay, for Kenya to have those big infrastructures. So why did we need this? Because remember, that we needed source of money. How are we going to fund this big project? So we needed that plan. That's why the first MTP, we had such kind of a thing. When you look at MTP2, 2013 to 2017, it has something to do with the modernizing infrastructure, rollout of devolution. Remember, we are now in 2013.
Yes.
Okay. Starting the SGR. Okay. Expanding power generation. These were things which were there. So the incoming regime, they had to position themselves with this. Look at MTP3, 2018-2022. It aligned with the Big Four agenda. Remember, Uhuru was doing that. Okay? He did. We had things to do with food security, universal health coverage, and all that. When Ruto came in, what we have today is MTP4, 2023-2027. It's aligned with the bottom up. Okay? Digital superhighway, digital economy, agriculture, and all that. Next year, as we go to next year's polls, we'll be doing the last one under Vision 2030. And hopefully, if the president will come back for the second term, his agenda will focus on this because it's the final phase. If they're talking about the opposition, if they get the opportunity to come to power, they have to align with this because we had that blueprint. So the final phase covers three things. It evaluates, consolidates Vision 2030. Okay?
Yes.
Now, politically, my friend here said that there is no political ideology that Ruto shared with Raila. Trisha, if you remember, I'm a good history student. In 2005,
yes.
Remember when the NAC government came to power in 2002, one of their key mandate was to give birth to the new constitution, which they refused. When they got to power, Kibaki did so many things. Okay? So, Raila teamed up with Ruto in 2005. Remember the no team? That's when Orange was birthed. Was Ruto in the opposition? They shared something. There was that political ideology that, we need a new constitution. And in fact, that particular movement, okay, when we did the referendum, and Kibaki was defeated in that referendum, these people, in fact, it formed something new, the Orange Party, those days. So you can't come here and lie to us, okay? The way their party leader lies, and when pressed, they start sweating. He can't come here and lie to us that President Ruto has never shared anything with Raila Odinga politically. Remember Tricia in 2007?
I remember.
He has talked about Wamunyoro. Tell me in the history, Kenya's political history, when Wamunyoro has ever supported Raila? Nowhere. But for Ruto, in 2007, if it was not for Ruto, Raila could not maybe have become maybe even the prime minister. Those days, it was because of Ruto. Ruto delivered the Rift Valley votes to the last man. So you can't come here and tell us that, Ruto and Raila has never shared anything. In fact,
he can respond. Yes.
In
please.
fact, before he chimes in 2010, when you remember the point of difference, like how Ruto and Raila were differing, was in terms of abortion, because remember Ruto went and mobilized the church, and to me, opposing the constitution in 2010 was a way. Ruto was gauging himself politically. How many people can I mobilize? How many people can I support? And in fact, Tricia, after 2010, Ruto, came up with a party. Was it URP those days, I think?
It was UDM, then URP.
Yes. He came up with a party. He realized that, there are people I can influence. And Ruto was gauging himself for 2013. And that's why in 2013, he was a presidential candidate. Before Uhuru came in and did what he did. So my friend here cannot purport that Ruto has never done that. In fact, Ruto is a student of Baba, political, school of politics. He's a graduate. And by God's grace, he's the president today. Those of us who used to be, in fact, those of them who are in ODM, they can be happy.
Okay. I think that is fair enough.
Let me just respond before we get to the topic.
Yes.
Respond, all of us will
Wendell, I'm very happy you have said Ruto was, let me use the term, a strategic politician. And that is why when you say Ruto ever worked with Raila, he was promised the position of the prime minister that Raila eventually took when he did not win the presidency against Kibaki. But I'm talking about principles. When Raila was fighting for multi-party democracy, Ruto was a leader of an organization or some political goon organization called YK92. And they terrorized anybody that opposed to Moi. I did not hear anywhere where Ruto spoke against the political detention when Raila was detained in prison for 9 good years. When Raila was opposed to the 2010 constitution, actually not even the 2010 constitution, but the 2005 constitution, Raila was not just opposed to that constitution, but everybody in Kenya agreed at that time that the constitution that the Kibaki regime was trying to introduce to Kenya was a replica of what was in Moi's government, decorated in a good way. So Raila was able to mobilize all the communities in Kenya against this constitution, not because there was principle shared with any politician, but Kenyans themselves felt that this was not going to be good to us. And that is why, even from the central Kenya, there are people that I can talk about, that I can count, that came out and opposed the 2005 referendum. After that, then there was the ODM, true, which Ruto was promised the position of prime minister. Unfortunately, he did not get it. Because he did not get it, when he came to the government, the first thing Ruto started doing was to fight the ODM party. And he caused havoc in the ODM party and left with close to 70 MPs, you know, and went with them. When Baba was tried to vie for presidency in 2013, Ruto mobilized everybody against Baba, calling him a witch, calling him, Mutu ya kungoa reli. In fact, he balkanized the Luo community and called us the Watu wa kungoa reli. Baba has been opposed to extrajudicial killings in this country. Even when Ojwang died, Baba spoke against it. The president never spoke against such kind of things. There are so many things that were put on the 10-point agenda that made Sifuna to clash with the ODM party today. Baba was one of the signatories in that 10-point agenda. One of the things that was put on that 10-point agenda was the police stopping these killings that are going on in police cell, was the stop of using violence to gag politicians, and also to try to manage your political enemies. But look at what is happening in the country right now. Even last week, there is somebody called Eric Otieno that died in the hands of the police in this country. I have not seen a statement from the government. Those are the kind of things Baba was opposed to. So there is a difference between being a politician and aligning yourself with a politician to win election. But I am talking about principles. When he talks about Gachagua, nobody knew Gachagua in this country. In fact, I only came to realize there was somebody called Gachagua when Ruto picked him to be his running mate. If there is somebody who believed in the characters of Gachagua, the current characters we are seeing, it is William Ruto and not Raila Odinga. In fact, it is William Ruto who even told us in one of the interviews that they have been friends with Gachagua for a very long time. They have known each other for a very long time. And therefore, he was fit to be the president, or his running mate. So if there is somebody that share principles with Gachagua, it is William Ruto and not Raila Odinga.
You see,
Okay.
Yeah,
yes, before,
or maybe we make this now the topic for today. Yes.
As you wind up, you know, they say, when you look at 2022, personally, I was opposed to Gachagua because my reasoning by then was that in case something happens to the president, in case Ruto won those days and something happens to him, number 2 was going to be Gachagua. And when I looked at his history politically and the work that he used to do as a national administrator, it was not good. And I think by then, the president had not realized So when he realized, he had to, find a way. Hold on, he had to find a correction. I'm on the mic, please. Please protect me.
Gachagua worked with Ruto in Moi's regime. Ruto knew Gachagua very well.
Protect me, Tricia.
You cannot say Ruto did not know Gachagua.
You see,
he knew this guy from the word go.
You see, this guy could not work together. He realized that in terms of principles that he's talking about, they were not aligned, and that's why he had to be shown the door. Tricia, I can tell you here, and I can tell our viewers, that the way we find ourselves in politics, okay? We might find ourselves in politics in different ways, but all along the way, can we come together? Can we share ideologies? Tricia, you cannot work with somebody. The Bible says that you cannot work with somebody. Two people cannot work together
unless they agree. Are in agreement.
These people could not work together in a political outfit and form that huge, big, party called ODM those days, okay? If they're not aligned politically or ideologically, they were not together. Yes, they found themselves in the political space in a different way. He has talked about the way in 92, Raila was detained. We have different, history on how we came here. So I want to tell my friend here, okay, that Ruto did his part, what he did. Right now, Ruto is the president. And Ruto, what he has done compared to the past administration, he keeps on telling us here that Ruto has not done anything. He's telling us so many people are dying in the police cells. It's very unfortunate, Tricia. You saw somebody here. There's a doctor here who was shot the other day. When you look at the person who committed this offense, was a police officer. So let me ask you, is the president the one who pulled the trigger? Not really. What happened is, the way I said before, in this particular service, we have rogue people. So how do we tame those rogue people? That's the question that we need to be answering. The same way, in each and every field, journalism, for example, we have rogue journalists.
Where is the alleged killer right now of the lady that you're talking about?
I don't know. I saw the DCI. Hold on. I saw the DCI pronounce it.
So let's not bring that one here. Yeah, let's just continue with something else.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. That's what I'm saying. He cannot pinpoint and say that the president is not dealing with police brutality and all that.
But he's in charge. He's the one in power.
Hold on.
He's the
Hold on.
Police. Tricia, in the 2010 constitution, okay, police is independent, honestly. Okay? We have the IG. If the police was not independent, in fact, those days, the police was attached to the presidency. Nowadays, it's not there. What we have the IG to run the affairs of the police.
The other day, I had Rigathi Gachagua, the truthful man, say that even the IG is not in control.
That is very true.
You see now,
when you bring the issue of independence, now there are so many questions that people now need to answer.
Tricia, it's relative. Tentatively,
yes.
If today you were to go to court and question the judges based on the constitution, what we have as a guiding document, okay? Police are supposed to be independent.
True.
And that's why even today, when they're doing the budgeting, it's not attached
to the
president.
They are given true. That one we agree.
So the questions that we are asking, whatever we are raising, we are not supposed to raise them to the presidency. That is the head of the executive. We have the IG. Call the IG here. Talk to him. Ask him this question.
Who is in charge of this country?
Saying, president is in charge, but he's in charge of the police.
So he has nothing to do. When the police go wrong, he has nothing to do about it.
The constitution says that the president is the commander-in-chief of the defense forces and not police officer. There's a reason as to why we say that. But you see, because they are now from the opposition and it's easy for them to oppose everything, they thrive in doing so. My guy, I want you to get time. Look for the IG and have this discussion with them. Personally, I condemn what happened. The killing and all that. It's not good. Today I might be on this space, maybe I lie to the government. Tomorrow I might be in the opposition. But something to do with taking away somebody's life. More so with people who we pay our money to go and protect us. It's not right. And I've condemned that.
That's so unfair.
Yes, you can't say that it's the president who is doing that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Trisha, can I also add something on that?
Please, shortly.
I think the regime has done so badly in terms of police reforms, in terms of our justice, in terms of our freedoms. So they have to take care of that. Yes. So that is something we cannot even deny. We cannot even try and protect. The opposition, the Linda Mwananchi should do a little more work in terms of messaging, in terms of their agenda, what they want to do for the nation. Yes. they're also doing badly in terms of development agenda.
Now, the question of the day. Who really owns these political grounds? Because we are seeing lots of things, like we are seeing the fight that is happening in Mount Kenya, whereby apparently there is a team that is talking about Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. We've had people say that Gachagua has been bullying people there, leaders from that region. We've also seen what has happened in Homa Bay, where apparently the Linda Mwananchi team is supposed to have a rally on 16th. That is in this coming weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, they will be having a rally. And some few days ago, we saw when the Linda Mwananchi team said that they were attacked. Their team was attacked on ground. And of course, several people have reacted around that, including even the governor of Homa Bay, Gladys, saying that we should not attack each other. So I just want to understand, because it's like there's a feeling in our country that this is my region, you should not come. Remember Gachagua, that time Gachagua, when he told the Linda Mwananchi people not to go to Olkalao, you remember that time?
Yes.
He also told Kangata not also to go.
Apeleke kiherehere huko.
Kiherehere, this word kiherehere. So I just want to hear from you. Maybe we can start with you here.
Trisha, it is called the us versus them politics. It happens everywhere, but our extent is going a little bit notch higher, which is not a good thing. Trisha, if you look down in history, in this nation, and even in this continent, and even in the world,
yes,
some of the best people who've come along are the people who've beaten this politics, beaten in quote, politics of unity. You look at Martin Luther King Jr. say that he has a dream that one day little white boys and black boys will show up together as brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Look at Mahatma Gandhi, dreamt of India where Muslims and Christians lived together. Look at Nelson Mandela, who when he came out of prison and was given the presidency, people thought that he'll drive away the whites, but he joined the hands of the whites and the blacks together. And today we celebrate Nelson Mandela. Look at Abraham Lincoln, when the US was dividing apart into Confederates and the Union. Lincoln came at the Lincoln Memorial today. He told them that the house divided cannot stand. So they got united. Even Jesus Christ say that we are not Jews and Gentiles, blah, blah, blah. So in history, it is the people who drive unity politics are the people who are most celebrated. We've learned under the tree of Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga, can tell you, was not a tribalist. In fact, if you were a Luo in ODM party, you had little chances of getting opportunities. Because Raila would see other people. He will see in terms of competence, not in terms of tribes. What we are getting into is politics of us versus them. And us versus them never stops, Tricia. Today you will say, let the white people go. We don't want them. After the white people have left, you will say, by the way, we are seeing West Africans, we are East Africans, let the West Africans go. After the West Africans have gone, you will say, by the way, we are kuna Ugandans and we are Kenyans. After the Ugandans have gone, you will say, by the way, hapa kwa Kenya, kuna watu wa Mlima na kuna watu wa Nyanza. After the Mlima people have gone, watu wa Nyanza pia watasema, pana kuna South Nyanza na kuna Central Nyanza. After Central Nyanza wameenda, kutakuwa na Nyakach na Kano na Seme. After Nyakach umebaki peke yetu, kuna Lower Nyakach na Upper Nyakach. That is scarcity mindset, Tricia. Scarcity means that the opposite of scarcity is abundance mindset. We should look at the country as a shared prosperity, that we have everything that inawezatosha kila mtu. We have enough fertile soil, we have enough machinery, we have enough food for everyone, we have enough land for everyone to live, for everyone to get shelter and a good education. I don't see a reason, Tricia. I've never seen a reason why we should separate each other. So
let me ask you, why do you think people from Homa Bay or those areas, because we've seen several attempts of trying to disrupt events organized by Linda Mwananchi, why do you think they are doing so?
No, it's fear. It's fear. You see, Tricia, they said that tunalinda ground. Linda ground meant that we were protecting our zones.
Okay.
And protecting our zones could be a good idea, but let us just do it in tolerance. We don't have to protect it with the pangas. We protect it with ideas and persuading people that this our side is the better side because we are in government. It is good to even say those things. We're in government and we've not seen government for too long, and this government here is developing our part of the world, and so it's a better one. It's a better argument than saying that let those people not come into this region, because we are in one nation, and the constitution say that anyone can go anywhere. You can not even just go to campaign. You can go and ujenge nyumba. You can go upande anything and school anywhere. So I think it's not a good idea, but I think it is just fear, because they fear that they might lose the ground to the Linda Mwananchi faction.
Okay. So Gerish,
Trisha, I want to start by agreeing with, I have several things that I want to talk about the question you've asked us, but I want to start by agreeing with my brother. And I believe even Wendell will agree with me that we are in a democratic country.
Sure.
And our constitution has provided what is called freedom of association, freedom of worship, freedom of speech. That constitution did not draw some demographics. It did not say that that democracy is limited to party sycophancy and certain political ideologies. The constitution allows anybody anywhere in Kenya to form a political party, to associate with the political party, to propagate an agenda of certain beliefs and ideas and agendas of political parties. So it is not a crime to be a politician or to align yourself with a political party in Kenya. But I want to say it is quite unfortunate what we are seeing in Kenya, from Mount Kenya to Homa Bay, that is Nyanza, where I come from. Because number one, starting with Homa Bay, I want to agree with my brother here that the Linda ground people are trying to Linda the ground. It is not wrong. It was their ground, and I am very much certain when I say it was their ground, because I was part of that ground. I knew the type of politics that was happening in Nyanza, and I knew the kind of politics that we played as the people who were in ODM at that time. It was their ground. But when Baba died, we became total orphans. When total orphans, when parents die sometimes, total orphans huwa wanachukuliwa na relatives. Sometimes you're taken by relatives, so that you can now learn on how to survive in the hands of other people or in the hands of other relatives, or sometimes you learn to survive by yourself. So right now what is happening in Nyanza is that there are people who are in the hands of another father trying to survive there. The problem is that they have gotten bread and butter there, and they are trying to protect that bread and butter. Then there are also total orphans who believe in principles like us. And we have said we are not going to be hoodwinked to survive in the hands of the other father. We are going to work our ways out. We are going to learn to survive by ourselves. I don't know why Her Excellency Gladys Wanga and Mheshimiwa Opondo Kaluma, and then there is that Form 3 dropout called, there's this guy who dropped from school in Form 3, it's called Ogendo Tipo, came out publicly and threatened people. He threatened Kenyans, he threatened residents of Homa Bay that should they wear clothes branded as Mimi Ndio Sifuna, or even say the tab one time in Homa Bay, that will trigger violence. Trisha, let me tell you something. I come from Nyanza, and yesterday but one, I was at home, I was on the ground. I can tell you the ground has shifted. If the ODM party, the Linda Tumbo people, believe that they have the ground, the only thing we need from them is a fair ground. That is what Baba advocated for. And that is what the word democracy in ODM should mean. I don't know whether it means that right now, but the word democracy or democratic in ODM should mean a fair playground. A fair playground means I have a right to go to my political enemy's territory and do a rally there. Those who don't feel like coming to my rally, those who don't agree with my agendas and my ideologies, should not come to that rally. They should stay away. And those who feel like I represent their visions, I represent their agenda, I represent their policies, come and listen to what I talk about, and they leave. We cannot have a country where Gachagua threatens Linda Mwananchi not to go to Olkalau because he thinks that is his territory. And that is why the last time I was on this show, I told you, if there is one person in the United Opposition that I don't align so much with this political type of political agenda or rhetorics, is one Rigathi Gachagua. Because you remember when William Ruto started opposing Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta was still in power, right?
Yes.
The strongholds of Jubilee was in Mount Kenya. The Jubilee party was supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. At no point did Uhuru Kenyatta unleash violence against William Ruto because he campaigned in his so-called ground or political whatever. You see that? Ruto went up to Kiambu, right at the doorsteps of Uhuru Kenyatta, and nothing happened to William Ruto. That is what we expect in this regime. We expect that we go to Eldoret and nobody threaten us that if you come and say one term or when it's a funa, they will unleash violence against you. But I understand people like Ogindo Tipo, if they will have gone to school, maybe they wouldn't have reason like that. So sometimes even going to school is very much important. But I don't expect somebody like Gladys Wanga, somebody that came into power because of political impunity, because Wanga was not popular. That is the truth of the matter.
Okay, so how did she get into power?
Mbadi was running against Wanga. Magwanga was running against Wanga. All the opinion polls indicated that Magwanga was popular more than Mbadi and Wanga. Raila talked to Mbadi and gave Mbadi nomination. Raila convinced Magwanga to go and deputy to Wanga. And that is how Wanga came to power. But if you want to know that Wanga was not popular, Kidero got more than 150,000 votes in Homa Bay or as an independent candidate. That one tells you that if Wanga would have been subjected to nomination, hangefika penyange amefika. Unaona? So just a minute. The truth of the matter is, ODM, led by Oburu, should give people a fair play ground. So that at the end of the day, it is the people who will decide. Because the truth of the matter is this, Trisha. Hakuna mwenye atachapa viboko huko Nyanza kutumia goons akiambiwa lazima uimbe tu ama uende upige kura. The ballot paper is a secret thing. You go there as an individual. You are alone. You make a decision soberly. And you vote for the person you want. Nobody canes you. Nobody beats you at the ballot that this is how you vote. So they are not going to beat people and force us into things. In fact, those are one of the reasons why Raila lost elections. Because these people used to get free tickets in Nyanza. They used to tweak Raila into giving them ODM ticket. And then they will come with a narrative that here we don't want anything apart from ODM. We must just vote for 6 Ps because we are going to help Baba up there. This time around, let them go and help Baba in heaven because we will go for them.
Trisha, now
before you take over the mic, let me correct something. Like you said, because somebody has not gone to school, that's why he's not tolerant. I don't think that is the case. That should be the case. But education,
you don't help people to get exposed.
Okay, it is true, but we have so many people who have not gone to school and they are tolerant, politically tolerant. So no, I think that is a choice. I think that is a choice. It's a choice by a person.
Yes, okay. Yes. Because now he's attacking my political party.
Yes.
Tisha, let me tell you one thing. If you want to know someone, and I now agree with Wendell when he says he's making a lot of noise.
He's a heckler.
You are agreeing, eh?
Because now you have a political party. You want to sell your new political party. You go on talking about another political party. That one you are saying that which is unpopular, meaning it's popular, and you talk about their members, Wanga, Badi, Nani. We don't know their party. We don't know who is their leader. He doesn't talk about them. That is now when you know someone who is small in a political spectrum. So I want my brother, if he wants to be a good leader, focus on your political party. Tell us who you have. Well, how are you going to this election? What do you have for Kenyans? How are you going to Nyanza? Are you popular in Nyanza? How are you going to be in Western? And that's why, Trisha, I don't have a problem with Sifuna. If I see Sifuna on the ballot...
You seemed hurt by the mention of Gladys Wanga.
No,
what is the problem?
You see...
Saying that she was unpopular.
You see,
why?
There are things, yes. Trisha, you cannot just come and say, anarusha tu mdomo. Because the first thing I heard, alisema, we don't need a manifesto to build a road. Or we don't need a blueprint. You need a blueprint. Hata build your road too. Like technically, you need a blueprint first. Do ujenge hiyo barabara. Then second thing nimesikia anasema, au linda tumbo. Hakuna linda tumbo.
Ni linda.
The third thing
we
don't need an agenda. Ako tu kurusha mdomo. Aya, third grade, from 3 grade dropout. Let me tell you, Trisha, most of our parents, or even our grandparents, did not go to school. But they taught us. They did what they could do little by little. And they took us to school.
So that's true.
And they struggled for us to, they worked for us to run. And some of us are running for our children to fly. You don't dismiss a whole generation because now they are third grade dropout. You need to think before it does what it talks. This one cannot be somewhere near Sifuna because Sifuna is a very intelligent person. It needs very intelligent people to think through, so that now Linda Mwananchi can have a better place. And I think Linda Mwananchi will have to even hire Wendell here to do some basic research for them, because if these are the people Linda Mwananchi is banking on, because practically, you see, Trisha, and I'm telling you the truth. You see, when I came here today, I saw people wearing suits, and I thought, this is now a good show. But now someone is wearing the best of suits, but he's just throwing words. I'm not lying to you.
No, but the truth of the matter is Wanga was unpopular.
No, okay, now, in fact, that is now what I was saying, Trisha. Do you know what he said? That Wanga was elected because of impunity.
That is the truth.
So, now, let me tell you, do you know what is impunity? He doesn't know what impunity is. And he hasn't read the constitution of the party. Trisha, constitution of the party says, we have 4 means of doing nomination. We can go to the ballot. You see, that is one way. We can go to the universal suffrage, line up people and say that now we have 4 candidates, vote for them. It's the party constitution. Now you can also have negotiations. It is in the constitution. You sit those 4 people down and tell them, okay, we want one candidate and we don't want to mwende mpigane. What do we do? Or then one steps down for the other because of this and this, because of this. Even in their united opposition, they will not take these 4 presidential, even 6 presidential candidates nominations. They will just sit down and agree. And one person will carry that flag. Is that impunity? Impunity.
It is.
You put it in capital letters.
It's also direct ticketing.
Yes.
There are four ways of doing nomination.
David, was Wanga popular in Omabi?
Just listen.
Was she popular?
Just listen first.
I'm just asking you a question.
When it said impunity, I thought that Wanga maybe a labor kura. That's why, and I explain at because Wanga was given a direct ticket by the party when all the people who were there agreed to that. Mbadi agreed, and Mbadi today is the so
but he was beat actually.
It was, but
he talk about it publicly.
Yes, so I think
no impunity. That is not impunity.
I think what he's talking about
Trisha,
most of the time.
Impunity.
It's okay. Me, I'm not supporting
maybe
the impunity.
Maybe he's claiming people didn't go to school, but he doesn't know meanings of things. That is not impunity.
That was impunity.
That was agreement. If impunity is a different thing, Trisha.
So let me bring in the issue of because the other day we had a conversation here, and I was shocked when people came out and said that Sifuna was part of the team that time when ODM. I remember that time people used to suffer in ODM because they are popular and they could be denied the ticket party, the nomination, just to be given to somebody else during Trisha, that time.
Now there are things I must admit. Even for me, I always admit things, but there are things I cannot admit. There's a situation where this one is vying and Wendell is also vying for Nyakach constituency.
My name is Paul.
Paul and Wendell are vying for Nyakach. Then you call Paul and give him a ticket before consulting Wendell. That is now impunity.
So I think that is what he was talking about.
Exactly, that is what I was talking about.
But Wanga, all of those people came. Magwanga was there. They came here in Nairobi. Mbadi was called. Wanga was there. There was the former secretary for the county. I don't know. I've forgotten his name. Was called, and they sat down in a room. And Baba came, and they agreed.
Why was Mbadi bitter?
No, Mbadi was a promise to be minister.
Why has Magwanga left Wanga?
But Magwanga was deputy. They agreed at that time. There was no impunity at that time. There might be impunity later when they were.
Thank God you have admitted there might be impunity.
There was no impunity at that time. That was not impunity.
Okay, so that is not okay.
There has been cases.
I've
Trisha,
seen people cry.
Yes, there has been cases of impunity. There has been. Let me not lie, but that one for Wanga, that was not.
Oh, okay.
Wanga won square.
Okay.
Yes.
And you see, what he is talking about is one of the things that made ODM.
Now he's talking about ODM again.
Just a minute, bro.
You see,
this is politics.
Say ODM is
just a minute, David. The truth of the matter is that in politics, you have to tell people why you are better than your opponent, and that your opponent you have to mention him by name. So in this case, in Nyanza, Linda Mwananchi is competing against the ODM party, not even the UDA. You see that? That is why you've not seen me attacking
Linda
UDA.
Mwananchi is not a political
Just a minute. Kindly, I will tell you these things.
Let's talk about
the truth of the matter,
parties.
what was happening in ODM, because I was there. The truth of the matter is that for a very long time in ODM, people were subjected to nominations, but people were heartbroken. I remember even in Kisumu East, where I come from, the reason why my member of parliament has been a member of parliament there for 15 good years independently is because for a very long time, we are subjected into nomination, and after a certain candidate has won the nomination ticket, then you hear, and in fact, the ODM members have been saying it openly in Nyanza, that there is the candidate of the people and the candidate of the party. And most of the time, they say it openly. The candidate of the party gets their way. And the candidate of the people, you will have to subscribe with whatever the candidate of the party or the party has decided. And that caused what is called voter apathy. If you look at the last election, Trisha, 700,000 people, I was just looking at it here, 700,000 people did not turn up to vote in Nyanza, yet Raila lost the election with only 200,000 votes. Do you know why that happened? It is because some people felt that yes, Raila is going to vie for president. He is going up there. But we have people that we want to be to serve us down here. And the party is not supposed to be making us a choice of who is supposed to be serving us here, but we are supposed to make that decision. So that caused voter apathy. And the kind of language you are seeing today in the media, where voters are already being threatened and being told you are not supposed to say this, you are supposed to say this. I am telling you, dealing with, let me talk as a Luo. Wendell knows that dealing with the Luo is you cannot deal with the Luo the way you deal with other tribes. We are people who are full of pride. We can as well tell you we are not going to vote now after all, at all. Because these people are supposed to be persuading us based on their agendas. They are supposed to persuade us on why we are supposed to vote for them, not to threaten people. So even if my people in Linda Mwananchi will decide now to start threatening the UDA party and the ODM party on the ground, I will not agree with it, because that is not politics. That is what I call impunity.
Okay.
You see that? It is not right.
Okay, we are coming back. You tell us what is happening with, why are you not getting a political party as a Linda Mwananchi? Yeah? So, Wendell, you wanted to respond, or you want us to finish with that?
No,
first?
I can maybe react.
Okay.
Because you've given them a lot of time. And actually, I was just following because when you look at the two, the co-panelists.
Yes.
One of them doesn't have a house. Okay. On our side, we have an established house.
Who is this who doesn't have a house?
One doesn't have a house. They don't have a house. They have some amorphous outfit in the name of Linda Mwananchi. That is led by close to 5 leaders. So everybody is claiming to be a political leader in that outfit. Orengo is there, party leader.
Babu is there.
Party
Sifuna.
leader. Sifundu is there, party
Otsotsi.
leader. Otsotsi is there. So everybody's, they are so confused. So I was just giving him time to say what they want to say, because after all, if you were to call for an election today, okay, they don't have anywhere to go to. Remember, we have 365 days as of today.
And actually, if the elections were to be held today,
he will run as an independent if he was to run, independent candidate. They don't have a structure. So these are people who are not worth my time, like the Linda Mwananchi outfit, because they don't have an outfit. I mean, they don't have a party. I want a house. Tisha, today we have 850,000 grassroots leadership. Okay, in UDA, that's a debate that I'm sure Paul is not ready for. Okay, because them, they don't have anything to talk about. But let me say this with regards to what is happening in Homa Bay, or what is supposed to happen in Homa Bay next weekend.
yes,
I agree with Paul, and the way we said, Kenya is a constitutional democracy and a multi-party. We have the freedom to go to each and every part of the country to go and campaign, okay, to do whatever they want to do, to talk to the people, to sell their agenda. But now the problem comes in when now the kind of politicians that we have, are mostly cons. Look at Linda Mwananchi outfit, for example, and Paul knows this, that in politics, you can always do anything to seek for sympathy. Okay? And I keep on asking myself, yes, you people, you are going to Homa Bay. It's just like any visit that they have done before. Why do they want to hype it each and every time? The current and outgoing member of parliament, my member of parliament, any platform he gets, we want to win.
But why are you getting personal with them?
I'm not personal with them.
Don't they have the freedom too?
They have the freedom.
Okay, yes.
But you see, as a politician and a political scientist, when you see a politician, each and every time, they keep on talking about an issue, issuing ultimatum, issuing threats, not that they are seeking for sympathy. They just want something, to hang on and say, you see, this is what they were planning maybe to attack us. So I'm not shocked, and I'll not be shocked. He's mentioning a certain character in Homa Bay County. That it will come to the public limelight, that they even paid that character to utter what he's saying.
We paid again.
No, I'm just saying it's hypothetical. I'm saying I'll not be shocked because I know the kind of politicians who are in this camp. Okay? Yeah. So I'll not be shocked. I know. Ask yourself, why is it that any meeting that they do in Western, yesterday they were in Western, they were in Busia, they did what they did. Nobody attacked them. Wamunyoro was somewhere doing politics. Nobody attacked them. Why Homa Bay each and every time? So I want to tell my friend Paul here that Sifuna doesn't have votes in Nyanza, and that's something that he needs to forget about. Another thing, just an encouragement and some sort of direction. It's high time, Paul, advise your team. Tell them that, you see what, guys, we need something to sell to the people. Okay? Each and every time, going to the people and telling them that, sisi ndio Sifuna, mimi ndio Sifuna, munaniona hapo nyuma, munaniona hapa mbele, na sijui wapi je, that is not an agenda. Having those lasos, you saw the women, whatever they did, okay? That is witchcraft. That is not, please.
Okay, what do you mean by witchcraft, surely?
Honestly, Tricia, you are a serious presidential candidate. You have 365 days to the election. The best you can tell the people, more so the women, is to lay down their laces so that you can step on, and you claim that you are serious. You are not serious. And I've seen my friend here. He has even offered me to be the spokesperson of Linda Mwananchi.
No, you cannot speak for us. We are there. We have so many brains to speak for us there and that. You cannot.
So someone is saying, somebody actually is saying he has detected jealousy. Yeah, somebody is jealous. But I'm trying to, no. Somebody just saying that, okay, maybe you can say jealousy from which side. So there's also somebody saying that these villagers are running away from the reality, castigating Linda Mwananchi as a simple outfit. Mtashanga. That's what it's nowhere. Wait. I finish. Yeah, somebody else has said that. Well said, Davis Binolgoch. Somebody said that you've put it well. Okay, I don't know. Kuna mwingine anasema hapa detect a lot of ignorance here in the talk. I don't know how. And then mwingine anasema the sooner people come to terms with the Sifuna wave, the better. Because tell me in the history of politics where an aspirations, has ever worked, that is, I think he meant aspirant, has ever worked on lesser carpet like Sifuna did in Kakamega. Actually, that's your statement is what has triggered me to come back to the Nire.
That's the jealousy he's talking about.
Trisha, you see, and I think our topic lightly touched on numbers. I think Sifuna has got enough endorsements to now start thinking about the viability of him becoming or running for presidency. You see, I've read Barack Obama several times. Barack Obama have written 3 books, authored 3. One was called Dreams from My Father. That was his first book. That is, he wrote that before he became a senator. Then he wrote The Audacity of Hope after he became a senator, and then he wrote The Promised Land. And in The Promised Land, he has written about how he started and how he became a senator and how people started talking about him now potentially becoming president. So Barack Obama was given a microphone at the Democratic National Convention to speak. Ni kama NDC tu ya chama, ni kama hii wameenda hii Naivasha. Then akaongea vizuri. Then people wakasema huyu anaweza kuwa president. Na ikaanza kuwa hivyo. Then alikuwa anaitwa kwa podcast na TV wanasema are you going to run? 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 Then akasema by the way, if people are saying I can run today, I'm not sure if 5 years ago or 5 years to come they will still say the same. So I think Sifuna is in that period when people are saying he can run, he can run, he can
Let him run.
Let him run. And after a certain period of time, people are saying ni moto wa karatasi lakini inaendelea kuwaka. I have to admit that there's some things that now prove you not to be a moto ya karatasi. And these things are like endorsements. And there's euphoria from the people, but now there are endorsements from leaders who've been elected. Like you see Natembea has endorsed him. You see the likes of
Orengo.
Even Malala was there.
Malala
yesterday, yes.
Those key endorsements now give your movement power. Then now what Sifuna has to do now is to get to the boardroom and say, by the way, imefika now I can run. What do I do?
But
now,
has he not said so?
No, that's what I'm telling you. He has not done that.
Why? And the first sign that somebody is working on something. No. Allow me to say, because I see he's doing that. They've gone ahead to register a political party.
What I'm telling you, Tricia, is what I've done research on. Sifuna need to come back now to the boardroom and say, if I'm going to run, now what do I need? In terms of resources, in terms of the people, in terms of a political party which we're talking about, in terms of numbers, in terms of resources, all those things. And the key thing, in terms of messaging, Tricia, in terms of messaging, Sifuna is my guy, but his messaging currently is so poor. Ni kama bado hajafikiria anaenda kuwa president. So he needs a message, or he needs a communication person to guide him on the messaging. So those are some of the things. So I agree, Sifuna has become a force, and nobody can ignore Sifuna right now. Even the president himself, President William Samoei Ruto, cannot ignore him. And even if William Ruto is going to do his calculations and his strategies, he must factor in Sifuna as a competitor or as a competition. So that one I admit. So I've told you on what at least I think he needs to work on. And I also want to advise Wendell and the team. Wendell, you are from UDA.
Yes, I'm from UDA.
Wendell Sifuna has become a force. That one I must accept. And Linda Mwananchi, if they register a political party, they're going to do some damage to the calculations of broad-based, if broad-based is going to be there. But they also need first to have a political party, and they organize the united opposition. Then at that time they can, I think, start speaking about a potential run.
Okay.
Tricia, I was landing.
So, yes.
Yes. I was landing.
You never landed.
I never landed.
Okay, please land.
Over.
Please land.
When I was saying that he had proposed me to be the spokesperson of Linda Mwananchi, something that I reject in totality, because I have a lot of serious things to do. Sifuna, as I learned, you've seen him. I was talking about the lasers and what he's doing in Western. Okay? And its so-called supporters. The other day you saw there are some people who are cleaning the road, okay, akin to what Prophet Owuor followers used to do. I'm telling you, surely, how do you take such kind of a person seriously? What I know of, and I've said this severally, okay, Sifuna needs to think, because he's finding himself in a situation whereby he thinks that he's now too big to become a senator of Nairobi, but then too small again to become the president. Sifuna must get his act right. And you see what these other people, what is calling endorsements from the likes of Natembeya. Honestly, when you look at these people, to me, this is just like Bukusu affair. Okay? Sifuna, yes, Sifuna will have chance in 2032. But 2027, he's not ripe enough. You've seen some characters in that outfit pushing for a Sifuna presidency that, you have endorsement, you have numbers, you have all that. Remember something, Tricia, besides, this Bukusu thing. Yesterday he was in Kakamega, and he had to seek for Oparanya's blessing. Why? There's a reason as to why. I've even looked at Bungoma County, for example. Bungoma County, I've looked at the number of seats. This guy was the SG of ODM for all that time. I've looked at the number of seats that maybe he delivered in 2022. Tricia, there's none. So this euphoria you are seeing, they are claiming that Sifuna is a force and all this is going to die a natural death.
Okay.
Look at the counties in Western, for example. Busia, he will not get votes. Okay? Vihiga, he will not get votes. Kakamega, we have the doubt that he can't get votes there. The only place that he has a chance, we can talk about Bungoma maybe. And Paparoma is also there. Didmas is also there. We have Trans Nzoia maybe, courtesy of Natembeya and all that. So Paul, you are in that team. Please talk to your guy. Sifuna is a brilliant mind as a lawyer, not still as a leader. Because I keep on arguing out that, Tricia, this is a senator. He's telling us about the story of the U.S. Kenya is not U.S. That is a first country. Okay? This is a third world. People are reasoning. They're not reasoning with the brain. Most people are reasoning with the...
you know what?
Kenyans are reasoning with the stomach politically.
Okay.
Not like the U.S. When did they get...
So he justified when he said Linda Tumbo.
As I line,
yes. Exactly. That is what he's saying.
So is that what you're saying?
It is now Linda Tumbo. In fact, thank you very much for saying that. Tumbo,
please, don't put whatever you're saying in my... What I'm saying is this.
That's what you've said. Kenya is with their stomach.
Kenyans, and this is the truth, I'm running. Today, if I go to the ground, what they ask me is, Mwesh, what do you have for us? And he's also an aspirant. He knows that. Our politics has not gotten to a level of ideology. And we all know that. Sifuna, as a lawyer, is brilliant. Okay? So if he could hold on, okay? Because as we're heading to next year, he's going to political oblivion. And it will be sad for me, for such kind of a mind, to go to waste. Okay? Right now, and if I want to, just prove that this guy is still not ready. You have 365 days. You are still telling us that one of the easiest way to do away with debt is when you cut, you reduce fuel, the price of fuel by 5 bob. You'll have paid the debts. That's what he's telling us. He's telling us that if today he scraps off SHA, he's going to clear our debts. I saw some his clips. That's what he's saying. A serious presidential candidate is not ripe enough. And you see, when you press him, the obvious he will do. He's gonna sweat. So what I'm saying, Paul, when you go to that camp, tell your brother, and just to hold on for now. 2027, he runs for the senator. Then 2032, we can see what will happen. But it's not ripe right now.
Tricia, can I respond?
Yeah, you respond as we wind up. We are supposed to.
There is no time.
Yeah,
there is no time. We have not even talked about
already
the drama in Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. But anyway.
Yeah, that's why I had given you the opportunity to say something. But you people, yours.
But now, let me say this. First and foremost, I want to inform Wendell that how we hype our activities as Linda Mwananchi movement when we are going to Nyanza is none of their business. They can as well hype UDA activities and brand them with the pomp and colors the way they have been doing, and we are not complaining because they have lost grounds. Number two, I want to tell Wendell that the reason why we have issues with the threats going on in Nyanza is because when we are going to Western, nobody threatens us. You've not seen any politician in Western Kenya coming live on media and threatening the people of Western Kenya that if you sing anything to do with Sifuna, you will see fire. In fact, they have gone to the ground accepting and acknowledging the fact that Sifuna is becoming a big political conversation in Kenya right now. And I'm happy with what David has said, because this man is living in Kenya, he's living in the reality. We cannot ignore Sifuna wave. That is the truth of the matter. But I also want to inform David, and I want to inform Wendell. Several times before Mimi ndio Sifuna and the Linda Mwananchi movement came, Sifuna was preparing to run for Nairobi Senate. He declared it several times on different interviews. You remember very well.
Yes.
But the way David has said, there comes a point where an idea comes in the mind of people. And Sifuna is an idea whose time has come. The people have told Sifuna that it is true you've been a good senator. But right now, from where we sit, we think you can make a good president. And for some moment, Sifuna did not buy into that thing. That is why Sifuna said several times, let me go to the people, what Raila taught him. Let me go to the people and hear what the people are saying on the ground. And he's been going around the country, and these rallies are not just happening in Western Kenya alone. We were in Mombasa, we've gone to Taita Taveta, we've gone to Thika, we've gone to several places. Right now we are heading to Homa Bay. And the people are saying, wow, ndio Sifuna. And I told you, when people are saying Mimi ndio Sifuna, they are not talking about the Sifuna the person. They are talking about the ideologies and the type of performance that Sifuna has been doing as a senator of Nairobi. And therefore, because Sifuna has now to heed to the call of the people, he has now gone back to the drawing board. And it is very clear, I don't know, you have seen and think you have acknowledged it. It is very clear that now Sifuna has come to terms with the fact that people are now telling him to run for president. Someone who who was preparing to run for Senate and now has restructured his political ambition based on what people are telling him, it is true he has to go back to the drawing board and do what? And work on the messaging that now he's going to tell the people. Because up to the time where we were still in ODM and working with the ODM party where Sifuna was the Secretary General, we still believed in ODM. And we believed that we would fill a presidential candidate. But now we do not know who the presidential candidate was, because there was a group that insisted that they are supporting Ruto for 2 terms. And there is a group that insisted they want a presidential candidate. And that presidential candidate has now come up. So it is true, Sifuna will now begin telling the people that now, given an opportunity, this is what I am going to do to you. But you see, like I have been saying, people are not elected based on their history and past performance. If that was so, even Obama would have not been elected, the way my brother has said. But Obama spoke to the hearts of the people and told the people what he is capable and able to do as a president if given a chance. So Sifuna right now is working on the same. It is true he's been a good debater. It is true he's called out the government whenever the government has gone wrong. But now he has to tell the people, if given an opportunity, this is what I am going to do. And as I'm talking to you right now, one thing I must make to our audience clear. Number one, our team of professionals already sat down and they are drawing a manifesto that will be launched. I don't know why these people are so much quick in understanding our agendas and manifesto, because I know the president is very good at countering things. He may cook up some lies that may look like true. So we also
that's the reason why you are delaying the manifesto.
That is why we have to hide our cards. Number two, I want to say it here to Wendell. And I told you last time I was on this show, Trisha, and I talked based on law. Azimio was a coalition party. The law of the land allows an individual to belong to a political party and a coalition party. And that is why when Azimio was registered just few months to the election as a coalition party, Raila did not have to relinquish his position as the party leader of ODM. But again, he ran on Azimio ticket. When you went to the ballot, you did not find ODM on the presidential ballot paper. You found a coalition party called Azimio Party. I told you, if your memory serves you right, that Linda Mwananchi will not be registered as a political party. And I'm talking as a member of Linda Mwananchi. But inside Linda Mwananchi, we have a party. Linda Mwananchi is going to be registered as a coalition party, where our members, because we have members from Jubilee, right? We have members from Wiper. We have members from ODM, who are living out eventually. And we have members from UD. There's a party called UPM, just a minute. We have a party called UPM there. And we also have other parties that are slowly joining, like the one for Kawira Mwangaza. So, Linda Mwananchi will be registered as a coalition party. Inside that coalition party, our members will be free to vie either on the coalition party ticket or individual party tickets.
Okay.
So when we talk about the existence of a party to the members of Linda Mwananchi, we have a party. The party is already there, fully registered. The only thing remaining, just a minute, sir. The only thing remaining is the unveiling of that party. But that unveiling, the unveiling of that party will go alongside the unveiling of the coalition party, which will be the Linda Mwananchi coalition party. I don't know why the registrar of political party is finding it so hard to register Linda Mwananchi as a coalition party, when the same registrar of political party registered a party called Ford Kenya, they registered Ford People, they registered Ford Asili, they registered Kadu, and they registered Kadu Asili. They registered ODM Kenya, and they registered ODM.
The new constitution.
You see that? And those parties still exist. If it was under the new constitution, they could have as well abolished all those parties. Some of those parties still exist. Some of them were rebranded. So what I'm trying to say is that people should not panic, and our opponents should not give us pressure on what we are going to offer to the people. They are in power right now. Let them offer whatever they are able to offer to the people before they exit. Okay. It is their responsibility. Right now, as the opposition, it is our responsibility to call them out when they go wrong, not to offer solution to their own problems that they have created. Full stop.
I've seen the ORPPP said that they are going to reconsider that.
Yes, right? They said they are going to reconsider that decision, but you know,
yes,
we are not assured. And that's why I'm telling our people,
yeah,
let them relax. Whether Linda Mwananchi is registered as a coalition party or not registered, we have a party. That is number one. And that party, its name is not ODM. That party is going to be unveiled very soon. Okay. Number two, as I give it to them, we are not following Linda Mwananchi as a movement. That is why the thing started with Mimi Ndio Sifuna. We did not say Mimi Ndio Linda Mwananchi. The same way we followed Raila Amolo Odinga, and that was our party. The party that we followed for a very long time was called Raila Amolo Odinga, not ODM. And that's why when Raila died, some of us now have a voice. We have a voice to say we don't subscribe to this. So right now, the people you are seeing in Linda Mwananchi as a movement, because this was a breakaway movement from ODM. The people you are seeing in Linda Mwananchi right now are following individuals. Some of us are following James Orengo. We believe in him. Some of us are following Babu Owino. We believe in him. Some of us are following Sifuna. We believe in him. So whether the party is registered or not, we will still follow those individuals to the last minute.
Summarizes you land.
That is the thing.
Oh, thank you. So you're done. Why are you laughing at his opinion, his submission?
That is the truth of the matter.
Yeah. Summarizes you, wind up.
I'd hit him out on my preceding statement. I don't want to hit him out now.
Yeah.
But I think he's confusing himself, because he's saying there's a political party coming, there's a coalition movement, he's following individuals, so you don't know who is following.
Who?
Or what he is following. So I think he needs to also sit down. As Sifuna is sitting down, he also needs to sit down with himself and ask himself, Paul, what am I following? So that he doesn't get himself confused. Because there's a political party coming, there's a coalition party coming, he himself is following Orengo. So why are we creating another political party? We can just follow Orengo. So Trisha, and that's the problem with some of the people, because now for me, I know why I joined ODM, and before I joined ODM, I did my research and I read ODM manifestos since 2007. I still have them, and I read the ODM constitution and I read its ideology. If you wake me up at 12 a.m. at midnight, I'll tell you the ideology of ODM, its tenets, its pillars, and everything, and its organogram, and where we are headed, and its 30-year plan. And I also know, Trisha, and I'm not lying, that currently we are not so good, we are not so stable, and that's why we have to do some retreats. And that's why some of us have even opposed the party in some instances, including on this issue of Sifuna. Some of us stood strong and opposed the politics of the party. But now Sifuna is finding a new home. And I actually wish him well. And I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Sifuna, and I cannot hit him hard. I cannot tell him to hold on. What Wendal is saying.
You join Linda Mwananchi ba.
Hold on, why, Trisha? At this time when the wave is there, the whispers are there. That is the time when you hit. If you don't hit now, you don't know what will happen 5 years ago. Another Wendal will come, or a Paul will come.
I see you have a soft spot for Sifuna.
Yes, or Paul will come.
Okay. Thank you.
I think yes. I think is
short summary, please.
Yes, actually, I'm winding up.
Yes.
Sifuna and the team needs to learn what happened to ODM in 2007 when Kalonzo and that lawyer, I think he's a senator called Dan Manzo, they ran away with the ODM certificate, okay? A month to or 2 months to election. You people, if you are so serious, 365 days to an election, you don't have a political party, to me it's worrying. In your outfit, you have lawyers. I'm wondering how comes they could not, reason. You are talking about the Linda Mwananchi, outfit party. On this other side, I'm seeing Kalonzo also inviting you people to Azimio. I don't know how things. Actually, those are your affairs.
And you heard him saying it's going to be rebranded, right?
I don't want to get into.
Yes.
What I want to say is this, and the reason as to why I was advising Sifuna to hold on is this. Sifuna's presidency, if by bad luck it happens, it's going to be disastrous. And I can tell you that the people who are chanting today that Sisi ni Sifuna, okay? These are the same characters 6 months into office of Sifuna's presidency. They are the same characters who are going to say, Sifuna must go. Why? Because Sifuna doesn't have a program on how to run a country. I keep on saying that running a country is not like playing a lottery. It's not easy, my friend. Some of us, we have been in these spaces, we know. So if he doesn't have a plan the way I'm seeing, he's asked something about corruption, he talks about good vice and inshallah. I'm telling you, 6 months after election, he's going to see us. As I wind up, let me quote something. Obama said something. One day he was campaigning in Virginia. He said that if you have to win a campaign by dividing people, you are not going to govern them after winning that particular election. And this something that I want to urge all of us, because I believe that we are all politicians here and we are looking for different elective positions. Let's try and use our spaces to bring Kenyans together as much as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wendal, for your submission, for coming. Thank you, Gerish, for your submissions, for coming. Thank you, Davis, as well. Thank you to the dear viewers, them that are contributing. I see people are still, some saying you can't be an advisor. Have you ever run a country? Yeah, so many questions. You can just check
Yes.
our comment section, because we've had a lot of engagement with the people outside there. And thank you so much that they joined this conversation. To them that this conversation itawafikia baadaye, pia please, you can also write your questions there. You can write your comments there as well. For them that have already this link, please share it with other people so that you can have them join the conversation, as many of them as possible. So my name is Trisha Wayua. Goodbye for now.